Hey guys, welcome back to math. We're going to do a little bit of review on a couple of vocabulary words, and then we're going to jump into today's lesson. You don't need to record this part, you can just simply watch. So we talked about this last week, but if I have a box or whatever shape, and I'm talking about the inside of it, so I'm painting it, I'm trying to wrap it, I'm trying to cover it in frosting, I'm talking about the space of a rug, I'm talking about the inside of it. This is area. And this is going to have your answer with a unit, whatever that is, feet or inches, yards, whatever the unit is, squared. Remember, you solve that by, we're just going to call them units, by multiplying 3 times 5, 15 units squared. What we've been working with, last week, and we'll work with again today, is not area, but perimeter. Perimeter is the distance around something. So think about like running a lap around a track, or putting a fence around a pen, or a frame around a picture. This is the distance around. And this is going to have your answer in a unit. An answer and a unit. And for this, we need to add up all the sides. So 5 and 5 and 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5. Notice that our answer is different because it's different kinds of math, but we're working with perimeter, so adding all the sides together to figure out the distance around something. So keeping that in mind, I have a picture for you. So Jason says that the perimeter of this square is 4 linear units. It's 4 units. Do you agree with him? Why or why not? So we talked about before, perimeter is the distance around. And Jason says the perimeter is 4. I'm going to move this out of the way so we can zoom in on this picture and you can get a better view of it. What do you think? Is Jason right? Does this have a perimeter of 4? So as you look at this, you might be thinking a couple of things. You might be thinking that it's talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. But keep in mind, perimeter is the distance around something. So we know that that can't be it. Some of you might be saying that he's wrong because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There would be 4 pieces on each side. So that you might think that the perimeter is actually 16. Actually, we'll just leave that there for now. But what I'm here to show you is actually, since this whole thing is 1, that means that all the sides are 1, right? 1 times 1 is 1. So this is actually just showing you parts of a whole. So here's 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. Now that we have that figured out, that all the sides are 1, we're going to spend some time trying to figure out how big the sides are on each of these pieces. In your workbook, So what we're going to do is I want you to open up to page 173. You're going to find a page full of those little geoboards. And we're going to draw that multi-piece in here. I'm going to use a bunch of different colors so we can see the difference between them. If you have your color pencils handy, it might be helpful for you to do the same. So A is 2 dots. Like that. Again, make your board match mine. If you have color pencils, it's probably most helpful. If not, you're doing this in pencil. Okay, pause here if you need to. Oh, you can't see the yellow. Okay, we'll just do it this way. There we go. Pause here if you need to. Make that in your journal or in your workbook. Okay, now that you have that, I'm going to stay super zoomed in like this so that you can see my square really well, which is why I wanted you to have this on your paper, so you won't be able to see it on mine. So we're going to look at B first. So redraw that on a new square. We need to figure out how long the lengths are for B. Now keep in mind, this whole thing is 1. Therefore, this cannot be anything bigger than 1. Pause here, take a little time, see if you can't figure out what the length of this side right here might be. So, we're taking a look. I notice that 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 4 pieces that make up this one whole. So 1, I would need 4 of the 4 pieces. If I look at B, B only has 2 of those 4 pieces to make its side, or the same as 1/2. So if you got either of those answers for this side length, nice job. Now, if this is a rectangle, right? So if this side is 1/2, what does this side have to be? It also is 1/2. Pause here, see if you can figure out the length of this side. Again, takes 4 pieces to make up one of these whole sides. I see there's only 1 here, so I'm going to say this is 1 out of the 4 I need to make a whole. This is going to be the same side as this, so this is also 1/4. Notice down here in the bottom of the box, it wants the perimeter. I'm going to bring back our little cheat sheet here to remind us. We're solving perimeter. We add the 4 sides together, or how many sides there are in the shape. Maybe it's not a rectangle, but you're adding all the sides together to get an answer. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides to add together to get perimeter. I would like you to give me a equation down here at the bottom, a number sentence of what it was that you solved. So pause here and give it a shot. So I have 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. Lots of different ways you could have solved this. But keep in mind, you have fourths and you have halves. We cannot just add them straight across and call them 4 and something really odd on the bottom. They have to be the same to add them together. Again, more than one way you could have done this. One thing you could have done was add the 1/4 and 1/4 together, which would give you 2/4, the same as 1/2. Actually, I'm going to put this over here so you can see the different ways. This is going to be like letter A, choice A you could have done. So I could have added these together. It would have gotten me 2/4, which is the same as 1/2. And then they're all the same. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole. So my answer would be 1 and 1/2. Another way you could have solved it, B. Would be to add the 1/2s together to get your 1 whole. Now this is a whole number and these are the same. So 1 and 2/4, which is the same as 1 and 1/2. Or maybe you made them all the same denominator. That would be C. 1/4 plus 1/4. We already have written on our paper that this is the same as 2/4. Fourths are all the same, so that comes straight across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is the same as 1 and 2/4, the same as 1 and 1/2. If you have another strategy that's not one of these, but you end up in the same answer, great work. So 1 and 1/2. So the perimeter is 1 and 1/2 linear units. Or 1 and 2/4 or 6/4. Okay, now find another blank one. And let's try working with, let's draw C. Can you find the side lengths, the dimensions? Remember, the dimension is the length of a side. The dimensions for C. Pause here. Find the side lengths or the dimensions for C. Again, remember this is 1. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. This I see is 2/4, or the same as 1/2. Either one of those works. And I'm noticing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a square. All 4 sides are the same. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. Now, let's find the perimeter. What is the perimeter for C? Remember, you're adding the sides together. Give me an equation down here and an answer on the line. So we've got 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 4/2 or 2. 2 linear units. All right, get another blank one here. How about A? Let's do a big one. Redraw A on that blank square. And you guessed it. Find the dimensions for A, the side lengths for A. Okay, so there's 2/4. This is a rectangle, so one side and one side are going to be the same length. All right, and then I've got 1, 2, 3. So 3/4 for that side. Again, you're going to pause, get me an equation down here at the bottom, and an answer on the line. All right, so we have 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Now remember, we can't add denominators that are different. So again, you have multiple ways you could do this. Adding the 1/2 together, adding the 3/4 together, making them the same denominator, just like we did up with B, that first one. I think I'm going to write it on paper so I can show you my different thinkings here. So this I know is 1. Here, 3/4 and 3/4. If I take 1/4 from here, that makes 1. That leaves 2/4 behind. So my answer is 1, 2, and 2/4. Again, if you did it a different way, fantastic. This is just how my brain sees it. As long as you got the same answer. So 1 and 2/4, which is the same as 1 and 1/2. 1 and 1/2 linear units. All right, couple more here. D, find me some dimensions, some side lengths. Find dimensions for D. All right, I'm going to put this over here just so we can keep this in our thinking, since I have to keep shifting. 1 is the same as 4/4. So if I'm looking here, I see 1/4, 1/4, and 1, 2, 3/4, 3/4. Get me an equation and an answer. So 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. On the upside, they all have the same denominator, so we could add them straight across and get an improper fraction of 3, 6, 7, 8, 8/4. Or I can notice that 3/4 plus 1/4 is 1, and that is 1. So my answer is 2. Right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 8/4. Same answer. 2 linear units. All right, last one. And that is E. Again, get me dimensions for E. What are the side lengths? So, here's our model. So I see 1/4, and this is a square. All those side lengths are the same. So, if you haven't already, you should have the equation down at the bottom and get me an answer. So if you haven't done that, make sure to pause and do that. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Those are all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the same as 1. All right, good work today. We're going to do more work with this particular figure this week. So make sure that yours looks like mine. If you were not recording throughout this lesson, you need to go back, watch it again, and make sure that you're trying the math. Make sure to do your independent work. Otherwise, good work today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.